This week we've been going deep on money trauma and in other videos too. This week we've specifically been talking about the gap between money blocks and money trauma. And this conversation came from what I needed, which a lot of my work has came from what I needed and just the frustration. When I first started my healing journey, 10 years ago or so, it wasn't about money at first because I didn't realize that was actually a problem. It was about all the anger I'd carried for decades. And I saw over a dozen therapists in my life. And if it did anything, they made the situation worse. So I went a different route. I worked with a different type of healer because for me, talk therapy was counterproductive. I needed tangible steps and I needed to do them when I was actively in a situation, not just whatever time I had scheduled for that week, because a lot of the time I would have a great morning or something exciting would happen and I'd be in a good mood. And then I'd go into this therapy session and I'd be like, I'm fine. I just wouldn't be in the headspace to go back to the darkness. And a part of the work that I had done with this healer was journaling with certain prompts. And that really helped me significantly with what I was working with at the time. Now, fast forward after starting my business, and I started to pick up on certain trends that were happening. I then tried working with the same tools as before because they worked before. Why wouldn't they work again? Yeah. But this is because, as we've been discussing, there's a gap in the discussion. So I needed to do all of this work, all of this discovery, the long, arduous way, through a lot of trial and error, and by myself. And that was frustrating and isolating. And that's why I created what I've created so that I don't have other people who have to go through this alone because it's sad and it's isolating. And sometimes you just really need that validation that it's not just you. You're not the only one going through this. I didn't realize the level of trauma I had around money because of the family conditioning, but that being visual, that sticking out was dangerous because it had been in my family, and the actual financial abuse I encountered by my mother throughout my childhood and even into adulthood. I shouldn't have let it go on as long as I did, but I just minimized it. I normalized it. I was like, oh, this is just how things are. But then I started to put two and two together, albeit slowly. But seeing the impact all of this was actually having on my business. When I finally named it, which was scary as hell, let me tell you, but finally naming it, I could see it everywhere in my business. It wasn't a mindset issue. It wasn't about strategy. It was the trauma living in my nervous system and running my business decisions without my conscious awareness. So this is what I built. Navigating money trauma in business. It's a course for building sustainable ethical work. It's something that you move through at your own pace, on your own terms, in your own way. It covers money scarcity and shame, worth, and productivity conditioning, the belief that wanting money makes you morally compromised, especially if you work in a more healing-based profession because there's more stuff around it. There's more, oh, this should be free. Why are you charging? Like there's just stuff with it. Class trauma and what you carry from your economic background, and a bonus module on power trauma because money trauma and power trauma are almost always connected. Each section includes somatic check-ins and body-based practices because this is nervous system work first. It's also including self-assessments so you can see your patterns clearly, even though that's scary. Reflection prompts to understand where those patterns came from, and business application exercises so that you can uncover in real decisions based on exactly where you are in your business right now. This is not like work. I want to be completely transparent about that. This is not some rah-rah motivational hype. You're going to be fixed in 30 days. It would be great if it was, but this is necessary work. Work that actually moves the needle long term, not another strategy, not another mindset course, not another launch framework sitting on top of all this unaddressed trauma. This is for you if you consistently underprice your work, even after raising your rates, if you feel guilty charging for your skills or knowledge, if you grew up with financial instability and still feel that fear in your body, If you work harder than everyone around you and it still doesn't feel like enough, if you self-sabotage around visibility, growth, success in ways you just can't understand, you just can't figure out what is going on. It's also for you, though, if you've done all the mindset work, the affirmations, the journaling, and something still hasn't shifted. If this resonates with you, and only you're going to know that, it's available with all the details to sign up below. If you have questions, please feel free to reach out. I'm happy to answer them for you. But whatever you choose, I wish you all the success in your life, your work, and all the good that you are bringing to this world.